Hi, I'm Colton with Porsche Center Calgary, and I'm here. We're back. We are back to shooting inventory videos. For a while there, we couldn't post our videos anywhere, and we've kind of missed. I hope you've missed us putting out videos for all of our cars and kind of explaining what's special about them, what's unique. So now, moving forward, once again, we'll be shooting inventory videos for all of the vehicles that we have that are in stock, that make it to the detail and photograph kind of stage of the process before they get sold. So here today with a really cool, really special car. It's a 2008 911 Turbo Cabriolet. Now, sports cars in general, we've seen values going up the last little while. 997s, like this one. This is the 997 generation of the 911. They've been going up for quite a while, even before the kind of pandemic price spike that we've seen. 997s were ticking upward and upward over the last few years. So this car is definitely more appreciated than ever. It's a phenomenal thing, and it's really great to see people recognizing that, and they're kind of commanding the dollar that I really think they're worth. So let's talk first just in general about kind of what the 997 Turbo Cab offers, and then I'll talk about this guy in particular. So in this generation, the vehicle used a 3.6 liter flat 6-cylinder engine, twin turbocharged to 480 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. So really strong numbers there, excellent performance. However, to be honest, this one isn't really about the specs. I find people aren't buying it for the outright performance. They buy it for more the kind of the overall package and the feeling. Because for many of our customers, or prospective customers, Porsche enthusiasts, it represents a real sweet spot in the history of the 911. So at this point, the 911 had come a long way in terms of technological advancement. It's a whole lot more high-tech and advanced than they were in the decades prior. But then after this, it kind of took another leap in that direction, where they went to things like electric steering, which improved efficiency in terms of not having the parasitic loss that the hydraulic pump has in terms of your power from the engine, but you lose a little bit of feel that you had in this generation with the hydraulic steering. And after this, the cars got a little bit longer, a little bit bigger. Personally, I really like the size of the bigger ones, but a lot of people will say they feel a little bit too big, they feel a little bit too GT. Not the case with this one. Shorter wheelbase makes a lot of people feel kind of more connected, more raw, more traditional, if you will. Lots of different words you can use, but this is a vehicle that's really, I would say, something that's more than the sum of its parts. When you drive this generation, you just feel things a little bit differently than you do in the new cars. The most significant piece to that, in my opinion, and doesn't come in all of them, but does in this one, and that is the excellent 6-speed manual transmission. That after, what was it, I think 2010 would have been the last year, that you could get the turbo with the manual. Of course, they still build 911 turbos, but exclusively offered with the PDK dual clutch, which is a phenomenal transmission and super fast and efficient, does all those things so well, but you can't have that turbo paired with that more, again, traditional kind of connection that you get with the manual transmission. So these 997s were the last ones that offered that, and this particular example has that. So it makes it quite special, quite unique. They really don't build them like this anymore. So let's talk about this guy in particular a little bit more. Color-wise, obviously, black outside, it's the standard black. Inside, full black leather interior as well. A couple more things on the outside. The what have kind of become iconic now, the 19-inch turbo wheels. They look great on the car, and when you see those, it is iconic. People know right away what they are. As well, this one, as is sometimes the case with the pre-owned vehicles, they come in with some kind of value added. This one has paint protective film covering the full front end of the vehicle. So, oftentimes, especially in years ago, it would only cover the front kind of part of the hood, right? That's what most people tended to do. But this one actually has coverage right up to the top of the hood, top of the front fenders, front bumper. All that stuff is covered in that film. So is the side mirror here as well. So you've got great protection. The paint still looks great as a result of that. And then let's move on to the inside. So as I said, full black leather interior. So what that means is, not only do you have leather on the seats, but your leather dash, not only upper but lower, your glove box, all that stuff is leather wrapped. So is all of the door. Makes it feel very premium, very high quality inside. This one also has the aluminum gear lever and an emergency brake handle, which is a subtle touch, but to me pretty impactful in there. Not only does it break it up a little bit with kind of different textures and coloring with the bright aluminum on so much black, which I like kind of by itself, but I like the feel of it, the texture as well, when you're, you know, shifting gear and you have just, it feels a little different, it feels a little bit more unique. Also, the Sport Chrono was optioned on this one. What else do we have here? Oh, I wanted to dive in a little bit to what we did to the car. Oftentimes we'll take vehicles in when they're a little bit older like this one, and we have to spend quite a bit of money on them and reconditioning. Even when they come in very good condition, Porsche standards are super high, and somebody will tell us, no, you know, my car's great, I do all the service, it's in great condition. And even under those circumstances, we have to spend quite a bit to bring it up to that standard. This one was truly exceptional. We had to do very little to the car. We did perform the major service, which is due every 4 years or 60,000 kilometers. So that's been done. That involves new drive belts, spark plugs, brake fluid flush, oil change, of course. So that's all been done. Won't be due again for another 4 years or 60,000 kilometers. The brakes measured 8 millimeters in the front, 7 millimeters in the rear, so plenty of life there. The tires had lots of life on them. The car just came in looking great. So that's really awesome to see. Definitely comes from a good home and was very well cared for. If I didn't mention off the top, quite low mileage on this example as well. Only about 42,000 kilometers. So definitely has a lot more life to give and you know, enjoyment to bring to your life. And I think that pretty well sums this one up. Definitely a really cool special thing. You don't see the 997 turbos around so much, certainly as much as we'd like, because we have a lot of demand for them. But even more rare that you have one with the manual transmission and the Cabriolet top, which I didn't even really dive into. But of course, as you can see, this one is the convertible, and the top seals super well. Very high quality top. You're not going to get, you know, leaks in there or a ton of road noise. It's really quite refined, and you can move it when you're in motion too, or you can open and close it when you're in motion. You don't have to be at a full stop. So it's a phenomenal car. All the turbos are all-wheel drive as well. So even if you wanted to drive it through the winter, it can absolutely do that with the right tires. But that's enough of me kind of blathering on. There's a whole lot more you can learn about the car. If you want to give us a call or pay us a visit, we'd be happy to dive in more depth and answer any questions you may have. I hope very much that you enjoyed the video, and please do let us know if you want to come and check it out. Thanks very much.